Let's try this again. Whoever's going to be doing, they're going to be doing this. Hopefully I'm going to do this in one take because it's going to be about 15 minutes, but oh well. So area of a rhombus is given by the formula diagonal 1 times diagonal 2 divided by 2, and of course the perimeter is equal to one side times 4. And that's about it. So diagonal 1 would be 7 here because, well, no, 8 right here. I'm sorry, because we have 4 times 4, and then 4 times 4, but 4 plus 4, and 3 plus 3, which is 6. So remember, the area formula is going to be 8 times 6 divided by 2, which gives us 24 units. Now, for the perimeter, we can't do that unless we find out what the length of one of the sides is. Unfortunately, we have this, but unfortunately, we have a right triangle. So 3 squared plus 4 squared is equal to our x squared. So that's going to be 9 plus 4, that's going to be 25, equal to x squared. Take the square root, so that's going to be a side length of 5, so perimeter is 5. And that's it for that one. Now, we won't have to do that one, so let's take a look at this one. Find the indicated measure if the diagonals have 10 and 20. So we have 10 and 20. I thought they were giving me a place for diagonals. Okay, so area is equal to 10 times 20 divided by 2, which gives us 100. Now, the only thing is we don't have a side length, so we're going to go ahead and take this. We've given the diagonals. The first one is 10, so that means the first diagonal is going to be this part right here. From this point to that middle point is going to be 5, and then this point is going to be 10. So we're going to use Pythagorean Theorem. So 5 squared plus 10 squared equal to x squared. Well, so it's 125. So breaking that up, when we go ahead and take the square root, that's 5 times 25. That's our perfect square, so it's 5 times the square root of 5. Okay, so that's equal to our x. So our side length right here is going to be 5 square root 5. And our perimeter, well, perimeter is going to take 4 and multiply that by 5 square root 5. I don't know why it does that. Ah! I hate you, computer. 4, 5, square root 5. I already know what the answer is. I just need to write it out. So it's 20 square root 5. And that's it. I'm not going to do the approximates. Okay, so here we have a special right triangle. Remember, in special right triangles, it's this one has to be a 30, 60, 90 because of that 30 degrees. This is 1, 2, square root 3. So this side has to be 3 times the square root 3, since we have a 1 for here. And this has to be 6, because the hypotenuse is always twice the shortest side. So now, diagonal 1 is 6, we just double it, and the other diagonal is 6 square root 3. Now we find the area, which is 6 times 6 square root 3, which would be 18 square root 3. Just leave it as the exact. Side length, well, we already found that out, that's 6, so it's 4 times 6. That's equal to our perimeter, which is 24. Okay, that takes care of that one. Trying to do this as quickly as possible. One diagonal of the rhombus is 3 times as long as the other diagonal, so we got our rhombus. Why am I drawing it like this? I have no idea. So it's 3 times x, and this one's going to be x. One diagonal is x, the other one's going to be 3 times x. So 3 times x would be x squared equal to 24. And remember, that's divided by 2, so we're going to multiply by 2. Also divide by 3, so that gives us 16 equal to x squared. And that's going to be square root. So our x is equal to 4. So the first diagonal is 4, and the second diagonal is going to be 4 times 3. How come this thing doesn't want to work? 4 times 3, which is 12. That's what our length is. Okay, now we don't need to find out anything else on that one. Let's go ahead and do the trapezoids. Trapezoids are easy. Area is equal to base 1 plus base 2 and divided by 2. Multiply that by the height. Perimeter, well, that's a little bit tricky. Let's call that ln x because sometimes it can be different. So the perimeter is going to be base 1 plus base 2 and plus L plus whatever x is. So that's what we have right there. So right here we don't have enough information to do the ln x, but we don't need the perimeter on this one. They only want the area. So base 1 is 8, base 2 is 12. So it's 8 plus 12 divided by 2, and then you multiply that by the height, which is 7. So that's going to be 20 divided by 2, 10, so it's 70 square units. Oh, I forgot to mark out the height, which is 70. Now here we can just do everything. So first off, this is a 30, 60, 90 triangle. Okay, well, let's go ahead and do this. So this is 2, 1, square root 3. Okay, so this is going to be 8 divided by 2, which is 4. And this is going to be 4 times the square root of 3. Okay, so we got the height. Our height is 4 square root 3. Base 2 is 15, but we need base 1. So we know that this is 4, but you know what? This is an isosceles trapezoid, so the good thing is that we know that this is also going to be 4. So we're going to take 15 and we're going to subtract 4 and 4, or subtract another 4. So that's going to be a total of 7. So this is 7. So 7 plus 15 divided by 2. And multiply that by 4 square root 3. Oh, I forgot to mark this as 7. So 7 plus 15 is 22. Divided by 2, 11. So that's going to be 44 square root 3 for my area. Now the good thing is that if this is 8, this is also 8. So this is 7 plus 15 plus 8 plus 8, which gives me 38 units. 38 units. Got to say that louder. Okay, so that's it for that. Let's see if we can do a little bit more. Quick check. No. Let's go ahead and do this one. So we have a rectangle connected to a right isosceles triangle. And remember, this right here has 1 square root 2. You take 6 times the square root of 2 divided by square root of 2. That gives me 6 for both of these sides. So if this is 6, that means that the other base has to be 13 minus 6. So that's equal to, let me see, what is that length? That's going to be 7. So 13 plus 7 divided by 2 times the height, which is 6, because that's going to be your height. So that's going to be 20 divided by 2, which is 10, so it's 60. Now perimeter is going to be easy. It's going to be 7 plus 6 plus 13 plus 6 square root 2. So let me see, 7 plus 13 is 20, plus 6, 26, and then that's going to be adding to 6 square root 2. So 26 plus 6 square root 2. And that's your exact perimeter. You can just leave it in the terms of square root. Now, this one is easy. Example 2, this is going to be your median. So if you don't know what a median is, I'd suggest you learn. Basically, it connects the midpoints to midpoints. And that is parallel to the bases. Let me use the symbol for parallel, and joins the midpoints. Now the formula for the median, that's base 1 plus base 2 divided by 2. That's what that is. Whoops, almost dropped it. Okay, so your alternate, since this part right here, this part basically is median, all you have to do is take your median and multiply that by the height, and that gives you the area. So right here, they give you the height, which is 8. You're going to multiply that by the median, 8 times 8, which is going to be just 64. So it's 64 units squared. So they give you they don't give you the median on this one, but they do give you the height. They want you to calculate the median. So that's going to be 35 equal to 5 times whatever the median is. I'm just going to call it m. So you divide both sides by 5. So that gives you 7 for the median. 7 centimeters. Okay, and that's about it. See you guys.